Hey guys, so I'm adding another video into my Atlanta series because I have so many questions from people in my previous videos about Atlanta, just about places to live, places to go to when they come down here, etc, etc. So today I'm going to be talking about the North Atlanta cities that you can live in. I'm gonna give you like the stats about it and just my personal opinion about some of the cities that I'm going to be mentioning today. So like I said, I'm only doing the North Atlanta area, or the North Metro Atlanta area to be more specific actually. So with Atlanta, I don't know if other cities are like this, but we have like Atlanta obviously, and then we call anything else that's not Atlanta Metro Atlanta. But pretty much it has access to Atlanta within like an hour radius, and access to like MARTA, which is like our train bus station company that we use down here. So that's pretty much it. The first city I'm going to be talking about is the furthest highest away from Atlanta. So this is like Atlanta, and we're going to go to the tippity top of Metro Atlanta, and that's Cherokee County. So we have Cherokee County is great for families, great for schooling, suburban living pretty much. They have about like 250,000 people who live there. So it's a pretty, populated county. It's not the most populous county, but it is populated. Like I said, a lot of people who kind of start their family here, very just low-key suburban living. But if you want to get access to Midtown, so with all these counties that I'm going to be mentioning, all these cities I'm going to be mentioning, I use Midtown as like the midpoint to like access to Atlanta. So to get from like Cherokee County, in particular like Canton, it's going to take about 40 minutes to an hour to get there. So just be mindful if you work in like the Midtown area or the downtown area, you might or might not want to live that far. It's really up to you what you can tolerate, but it's more affordable. Rents around $1,100, which is pretty affordable here in Metro Atlanta / Atlanta area, and homes can start around like $250 on average. So that's pretty much it with Cherokee. The two major cities are Canton, Georgia, and Woodstock, Georgia. So Woodstock is more popular than Canton. Woodstock is known of like the mega church like city. Everywhere you go in Woodstock is like a big church. So if that's your vibe, Woodstock, Canton, those are the two cities within Cherokee. The next county I'm going to go to now is Cobb County. Cobb County is pretty cool. It's really good for families as well and schooling, but the population is much bigger. We're talking about 750,000 people, and the rent is also the same, around 1,100-ish, as well. As actually was voted on niche.com as one of the best counties to live in for young professionals. So because it's such an affordable rate, but you still have very, very close access to the city, it's like they're basically saying you have the best of both worlds. You can live near the city, kind of get your feet wet and get grounded, but also live affordable. Crime, of course, is going to be slightly up compared to like a Cherokee County, because now we're getting closer to the city. We're talking about 20 to 25 minutes, maybe 35 minutes commute to Atlanta, to Midtown in particular. So that's really good. Some of the cities that we have are in Cobb County are like Marietta, Smyrna, Kennesaw, and Powder Springs. The most popular city is obviously Marietta. Smyrna can come like third, Kennesaw second, Powder Springs like fourth. But definitely Marietta is kind of like where like the town is and it's more populated. They have malls there like Cumberland Mall, and they have the SunTrust Park where the Atlanta Braves play. They play in Cobb County now, and the Battery, and that's also like a retail place that a lot of people like to go to. So it's very nice there, and a lot of apartments and a lot of homes and stuff. But let me tell y'all, traffic is a beast. Okay, so just be mindful. Over there, traffic is a beast. I just told you that the population is almost 1 million. So obviously we're going to be crawling up with the traffic, and it's a good midway point for a lot of people from other parts of Georgia kind of just come there and kind of congregate and then go down to Atlanta. So you just have to be mindful. Traffic is a beast, and they just finished construction, girl. So next I'm going to be talking about Gwinnett County. So Gwinnett County is more towards the north, maybe east part of Atlanta area. Is really good for families as well. Honestly, a lot of these metro Atlanta counties I'm going to be talking about from the north side is good for families. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the south side part of metro Atlanta, and then like the actual central part of Atlanta. So anyways, I digress. Gwinnett County, very diverse. It's actually #1 in diversity in the state, not metro Atlanta, the whole state. It's actually #1 in terms of diversity. It beats Fulton County, and Fulton County is the actual county that Atlanta is in. So Gwinnett County even beats Atlanta. So that's really good. Approximately, now hear me out, the population is huge here. The population is 900,000. So we're getting higher and higher numbers in population as we've been kind of going through these counties. Rent is still the same, around 1,100, but homes are about 150. So it's really affordable here. Like I tell you, a lot of people I went to school with and a lot of people I know grew up in Gwinnett County. So it's very popular for families and children and stuff. Crime does go obviously a little bit up, just due to it being in metro Atlanta, away from Cherokee County. But I'm telling you, most of these crimes are like theft, which is not fun either. But I rather hear, if somebody told me you have to live in the theft area or area that's known for murder, I mean, anyways, it's still not high compared to the national average. It's just higher than like a Cherokee County or other maybe counties that are not part of metro Atlanta area. But if you're gonna live in metro/Atlanta area, you already know what you're signing up for, right? Okay, cool. The usual age is typically like 35-year-olds or 50-year-olds, and I can attest to that. Gwinnett County is a lot more older, like adults, kind of like raising their families and stuff. Pretty good average salary. People mostly make around like $75,000, which is pretty good. Some of the cities there are like Duluth, Lawrenceville, Decula, Peachtree Corners, Norcross, Snellville. There's a lot of cities in Gwinnett County. Lawrenceville is obviously the most popular one, and then like maybe like a Duluth, but in a Norcross, like they're pretty popular in terms of where people live. Typically they have like movie theaters, retail, I mean the usual suburban amenities they pretty much have in Gwinnett County. So next is Fulton County, but I'm actually just going to be doing the cities in the upper part of Fulton County. So because Fulton County is so big and has so many neighborhoods and communities and stuff like that, that I gotta do that. Like I gotta split Fulton County. So I'm going to be doing the northern parts of Fulton County, which is near like the Cobb and the Gwinnetts and stuff. And so yeah, so the northern cities in Fulton County are more expensive right in this episode because we're getting closer to Buckhead, and Buckhead is where Lenox Mall, the famous Lenox Mall is, and just a lot of parts up there is a little more expensive. So the further down you go in Fulton County, the more affordable it gets as you get towards the south side. And when we get to the south side series episode of this series, then you kind of understand, like, hear the difference in prices. So North Atlanta is more just bougier, more money, while the south side is a little more chill and more like affordable. But anyways, I digress. Let's start with Alpharetta. Alpharetta is actually #3 best city according to niche.com in Georgia. Population is about 63,000 people in Alpharetta, and average homes are $350,000. So people are making pretty good money in the Alpharetta area. The crime is definitely lower than the other places I mentioned, and rent's about $1,300. So average income is about $110,000. So people are making 6 figures, you know. People are making their money here. Good for families, obviously good schools. You know how it goes. More money you make, more richer your neighborhood, the better schools. Unfortunately, that's how it goes in America. Not the most diverse at all, period, point blank. You already know. Most people are 20 to 35 here, so these are rich young people. That's pretty cool, you know. So that's what you're into, go to Alpharetta. Next is Johns Creek. Johns Creek is like the #1 place to raise a family according to niche.com. Just from my opinion, Johns Creek is very known for rich people and like celebrities, doctors, the whole nine. So a lot of like people that you probably watch on TV, they probably live in Johns Creek, or you know, maybe like your doctors who are making really good money, they're living here pretty much. Extremely expensive, like extremely expensive. We're talking about like $375,000 for like a home on average, and rent we're talking like $1,500 to like start, you know, talking like living here. Low crime obviously, and the income is about $110,000 too. So making money, making bread, and you can live here. But the age does go a little bit higher up. Like I said, it's mainly like doctors and stuff. So the 35 to 50-year-old age ranges is usually here. So yeah, you really, if you go there, I don't really know much about like the nightlife or anything like that, because I never heard anybody go like, oh, I'm going to Johns Creek to like have fun. Like, nah, bro, I ain't never heard that. But Johns Creek, actually, when I was looking at the age ranges of like the percentage of people that live there, Johns Creek had the highest amount of people who were under 10. So in terms of like their percentage of people in that city, in terms of the age ranges, there was as much young people under 10 as there were like people between 20 and 35. So like they're really similar. So if you have kids, you're gonna see a lot of them there. So that would be good if you want to have kids around your kids, whatever. Roswell, Georgia now is 95,000 population, definitely more affordable than the other two I mentioned, Alpharetta and Johns Creek, for sure. Roswell's a little more further away from the city as well. Homes start about $300,000, so it's not mad cheap, but it's cheaper than the other two, and rent's about $1,200. So that's actually pretty good. If you want to get an apartment in this area, it's pretty affordable. If you want to get a home, then it's a little bit more different. It's more like the 300 range, but the rent is pretty fair at $1,200. Crime is average, you know, more in depth as well, like with the other crimes. Because a little more affordable with that rent, of course it's going to bring in different types of people and bring up the crime just a tad bit. And the salary is about $90,000, so people are making like 6 figures here on average, but it's still high. 90 is pretty good. And the age range is like 25 to 40, so you get a little bit of everything, you know. And then there's Sandy Springs. Sandy Springs has 103,000 people on average. Extremely expensive. Retail in Sandy Springs is high, and lifestyle is high in Sandy Springs as well. Homes are averaging easily to $440,000, like almost $500,000, because it's so close to Atlanta. Like compared to all of these other cities like Johns Creek, Roswell, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs is the closest one. It's typically like a 20 to like 35-minute drive. And so you're gonna get the access to the city plus the nice benefits of like living in a more fancier neighborhood. So homes aren't averaging that high, but rent now is actually $1,200 on average. So the houses are high, but apartments are pretty average. 25-year-old people typically live here and a little bit higher. $70,000 is actually the annual salary. So I think that's because the rent is so affordable, it's kind of lowering that average salary down. But if they didn't have affordable rent, then I feel like it would easily be the #1 expensive place to live in out of the 4, easily. But like I said, retail galore, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, everything you can think of is like on one block on Roswell Road. And like I said, traffic is about 20 to 35 to get to like Midtown. So here's like my feelings. Like I kind of like rated all the places that I talked about today, I kind of rated it. So like best for families, I would give that to Johns Creek and Cobb County. Johns Creek obviously because they have so many young people there and then they have great schools, and then Cobb County because it's great for young professionals. A lot of these young people are having babies and they have good schools and it's affordable, you know, and they still have access to the city. Best for young professionals, I'm gonna give it to Cobb because it was rated one of the best for young professionals, so why would I not give it to them? Highest cost of living, for sure, I would give it to Sandy Springs and Johns Creek. I would give it to Sandy Springs for the housing prices, and then like the retail shopping is like so high. Sandy Springs has like perimeter mall and all that stuff, so they have a lot of shopping here, and so you got to keep up with that lifestyle, so it's expensive. And then Johns Creek is just overall expensive, period. Lowest cost of living, I would give it to Cherokee County because it's the furthest away from Atlanta, and so therefore you're going to get the benefits of that and pay the lowest, obviously. Closest to Midtown in Atlanta, definitely Smyrna, which is within Cobb County, and Sandy Springs. Smyrna and Sandy Springs are like they're not next to each other, but if you put a ruler across the map of Georgia, they would pretty much land on the same parts because they're like level together. So to get to Atlanta, it's literally the same, like 20 to 35 minutes. Most diverse, I would give it to Gwinnett County because they do have #1 of diversity. So if that's really important to you, definitely consider Gwinnett County. And then least diverse, I would give it to Alpharetta. Actually, I've heard so many just stories about how non-diverse Alpharetta is. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, check it out yourself for sure. But I just did not hear anybody glorizing how nice and diverse Alpharetta is. Like not at all, not even close. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all watching. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. What cities do you like? What cities are you checking for? Counties, etc. Are you trying to move down here? What places have people kind of suggested to you, or where you might relocate to? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace and light. Bye.